world continues to count down until the day of Christmas. Today is already 5th of December and the year remains 2025. That means we are only left with 20 days for the biggest day in a calendar year. I am talking about Christmas. My name is Zorak Benson Pastore, the anchor for tonight, and it's the program of news and branded as NILECAST at the television. Remember, we give you a lot, both local, national, continental, and also international news. Basically, we give you what transpires in the region. As you know,
in the headlines tonight, communities of Aliyah 1 refugee settlement urged to empower children with education. The sorrowful state of Aliyah Bridge irks travelers. And strengthening environmental governance with Natural Resources Protection Ordinance. This and more in the NILECAST News Bulletin.
Welcome back from the headlines, straight into the details of the news. Remember, we don't only deal in one sector. We give you political stories, religious stories, education sector, cultural sector, not forgetting about what continues to transpire in every sector. And we are going to commence everything with what's happened in education sector. And here comes the story. Communities of Ayilo 1 refugee settlement have been asked to empower children with education. They call to empower children with education in Ayolo refugee settlement and underscores the community's commitment in breaking cycles of poverty and vulnerability, particularly among the refugees. First, take a look at the story compiled by Onzima Alan.
Communities of Aliyah 1 refugee settlement have been urged to empower children with education. This call was made by the leaders on the 3rd of December 2025 during the commissioning of the 4th graduation ceremony of St. Teresa Primary School with 83 learners, Aliyah refugee settlement in Ziapi sub-county. Reverend Father Vitara Atara, the parish priest of Indriani Catholic Shrine and the guest of honor, applauded the founders of the institution, stating that this will help to shape the morals, culture, and close the illiteracy gap in the refugee community.
The government is taking early childhood education seriously. This is what we must know as parents who are here. Very serious. And because of that, if you are a parent here, think about sending your child or your children to early childhood education by next year. So that these children match with other children in other regions.
Mawadri Geoffrey Boko, the founder of the institution, appealed to the office of the Prime Minister to address the issues of water shortage in the camp by installing a motorized water pump system to supply water in schools.
Can provide us borehole within the school that can be motorized. But only not for the school, like our water here, we extended the water to the taps where the community can get their water from the taps. So at the same time, when they get us water here, we also extend the water to the community. So that it is motorized outside, but we have our pipe. But the water can get outside. We have been telling the parents, school is the safest place for children to stay. But now that the children are going through, before today, we brought in some law enforcement officers. They have talked to these people. They are police officers responsible for these people. There are some NGOs like the right to play the rules of these people. So my appeal is the parents who use to identify for their children some activity that can that they can make their children do during this holiday. And as a child has something to do at home. So children should be left to wait around. The issue of culture should not be emphasized much. The initiation, what they have said about here is the initiation.
Ibavura Morris Asika, the LC1 chairperson Pakele Sub-County, appealed to the parents, especially refugees, to empower the children with available education opportunities in the refugee camps for future unity and peace in their homeland.
Sister against sister. But with us here, for us, you are now fighting illiteracy. We have children, South Sudanese children, in all the 12 government-aided secondary schools. And we have them also in the 7 non-private secondary schools. And they are doing very well, they are reading hard. This is the way to go.
Alumbui Gilbert, the settlement commander in Alwea refugee settlement, applauded the parents for decongesting the public schools in the camp and committed on behalf of the Office of the Prime Minister to implement the changes to ensure schools are supported in the settlements.
Settlement, but they are too congested. You have really helped the OPM, government of Uganda, by decongesting those primary schools. Thank you so much. And I'm appealing to you, my classrooms are still full. Next year you bring more children here so that they get quality education. In Uganda, it's your decision either to be in government-aided school or private school. But allow me to tell you that private schools do better than government-aided schools. Even the ministers you are seeing ruling, their children are not in government-aided school, they're in private schools. So take it seriously.
Private, well, it's a cool now, but then to call the private Kakaway, Kakari, Jared, Kakay, the Pino, Benetra, to Kulapumai. Yamil go down to call the private.
The call to empower children with education in Alwea refugee settlement underscores the community's commitment to break cycles of poverty and vulnerability, particularly among the refugees. Reporting for West Nile Television, Onzima Alan, Okumaringa Christine, NILECAST.
Away from the education sector, now moving to environmental sector, but still keeping the pace within Adjumani district, Uganda Refugee Resilience Initiative, World Vision, with consortium partners in conjunction with the Adjumani District Local Government, reviewed the District Local Government Environment and Natural Resources Protection Ordinance, which was approved in 2015 with the aim of regulating the use of the natural resources and the restored environment. Adjumani District 2015 Environment and Natural Resources Protection Ordinance has been reviewed to protect natural resources and promote environmental sustainability for all. Take a look at the story.
The Uganda Refugee Resilience Initiative, World Vision, with consortium partners in conjunction with Adjumani District Local Government, reviewed the District Local Government Environment and Natural Resources Protection Ordinance, which was approved in 2025 with the aim of regulating the use of natural resources and restore the environment. During the exchange of views at Adjumani District Local Government headquarters on the 4th of December 2025, Bukoni Moses, the Program Officer of Uganda Refugee Resilience Initiative World Vision, stated that this ordinance was to ensure environmental conservation and plant more trees to respond to the climate change impacts.
Ordinance to ensure we conserve our environment, also protect the existing, and we plant more trees so that we guide and respond to climate change impact. So this funding is from Danida in collaboration with our government. That's briefly what I can say. And we want to complete and enforce all the cycle until when in this 4 years program. I say this because we cooperate, we implement together, and every activity we do on behalf of the government. Thank you so much. We do it as World Vision, Save the Children, and YSAT. In the district, we do in a Department of the Environment and Forestry, that is under natural resource, and also we do it with the production under agriculture. We build the capacity of the farmer groups. Then at the environment, we formed and reactivated the environment committee to strengthen their capacity to implement the activities of natural resources within the district and the sub-county.
Giaya Charles, the Ajimani District Natural Resources Officer, stated that the leaders will popularize the ordinance from the lowest level to the highest level with support from partners, as are the same ordinance guides in setting the bylaws at high level so as to ensure communities make small laws.
Changes that have come in that we needed to address in this ordinance, and that is the reason why we are doing this review. The new challenges that have come in, including wetland encroachment because of population growth. We have the refugees, the land is not available for them, they're encroaching the wetlands. We have development activities that are ongoing, increase in land, sand mining, brick making, all these are doing damage there. With support from partners, we're going to popularize this ordinance to the lowest level, up to village level. Then we now have local environment committees. We are going to activate them. They will be the ones to support our limited staff to implement some of the provisions, monitor what is going on and report to us, and then we act. In addition to motivating the lower local governments to use these ordinances to make bylaws at their level and also support communities to make small rules but in line with this ordinance so that it is implemented.
Richard Bwami, the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, Ajimani District Local Government, stated that the meeting was to ascertain the gaps identified and what are the improvements needed and make amendments as far as the Natural Resources and Environmental Protection Ordinance is concerned.
Ordinances, among which is the Environment and Natural Resources Ordinance, the Production and Marketing Ordinance, the Education Ordinance, and the others. You are aware that the world is very dynamic. Things are changing every other day. What worked then and is good may not be working now. What applied then and is good may not be applicable now. So we are here to look at how effective the Environment and Natural Resources Ordinance and the Production and Marketing Ordinance has been. What are the gaps that we have identified in our implementation of the same? What is it that we need to improve on? And therefore make an amendment to the same.
Ajimani District 2025 Environment and Natural Resources Protection Ordinance has been reviewed to protect the natural resources and promote sustainability for all. Reporting for West Nile Television, Onzima Alan, Okumaringa Christine, NILECAST.
Away from that story, before I move out of the studio, there are so many things that continues to transpire. Remember, in school calendar, more especially in co-curricular activities, there are so many things. You talk about sports sector, you talk about school debate, you may talk about athletics, you may talk about football, but I want to confirm to you there is also a brilliant activity in co-curricular activities as far as learners are concerned. I am talking about debate. And right now, schools are looking for ways of how they can revive the culture of debate, which has gone down. So because of that, Uganda Uganda Teachers Debate Network Uganda, of course, has organized a tournament, and of course the second edition has already been launched. Last season they had the same tournament. Again, it has been launched and it will begin next year, that's in March. And the reason as to why it has been organized is because there is an increased cases of mental health where students misuse drugs like alcohol, smoke marijuana, chew kuba, and get disturbed in their head. But the innocent parents start to accuse relatives and neighbors of bewitching their children. So Teachers Debate Network Uganda has decided to have nationwide regional debates to create awareness to the parents, students, teachers on the issues of mental health and culture. In West Nile, there will be in St. Joseph's College, Ombati. In Eastern Uganda, there will be at Tororo Girls. Central part of the country will see them at Kisubi Mapera Senior Secondary School, Tigezi High Schools in Kabale, in Kabale Rada, Tebambe Girls Senior Secondary School in Irinzori, among others. As I had highlighted earlier on, last season, the same tournament was organized, as we'll say, this year. And in West Nile, it was hosted by St. Joseph's College Senior Secondary School, where we had so many schools across West Nile region. You talk about schools like Mbara SS, the host school, that's St. Joseph's College Ombate. Moon Girls was part of it. St. Joseph's School, not St. Joseph's rather, St. Mary's Edofe Senior Secondary School, not forgetting about St. Francis Ayume Senior Secondary School. On top of that, some of the schools from West Nile region were also selected to represent the region in the East African Debate Championship because of the financial challenges. None of them, of course, traveled for the championship. Schools like Okufura Senior Secondary School from Arua District, St. Joseph's College Ombati Senior Secondary School. You talk about that's one progressive senior secondary school. These were the schools that were selected to represent West Nile region in the East African Debate Championship that was hosted by Tanzania in Arusha. So let's try to see what will happen come next season in March. That's at the regional level, where we'll also be seeing schools at primary level, nursery level, featuring for the tournament. Away from that, let's finalize everything with what's transpiring in the world of sports, whereby yesterday night there was one game on the card in English Premier League. Both sides had to share the spoils. That's Western United up against Manchester United, and in Coppa Italia round of 16, Bologna, we are 2-1 winners over Parma, as Lazio had to beat AC Milan by 1-0. I know most of the fans' attention is, of course, on which games are set to bounce back tomorrow in English Premier League. Match day, that's 16. Aston Villa will be locking horns with Arsenal in the early kickoff of the day. That's 3:30. After that, 6 p.m., we'll see Chelsea traveling to Vitality to take on Bournemouth as Nottingham Forest cross to Goodson Park, saying hi to Everton, with Manchester City set to maintain that Etihad as they welcome Sunderland, with Burnley leaving Turf Moor, and they will be jetting to Newcastle at St James Park. For Tottenham Hotspur, they will be sitting at home and welcome Brentford. And for Liverpool, they will be locking horns with Leeds that did beat Chelsea in the midweek. With that, I'm saying thank you for being part of the NILECAST program from the beginning up to the end. It has been Miorak Benson Pastore, the anchor. What I want to say is take care as we continue to wait for the big day. I'm talking about Christmas. I will link up again tomorrow at the same time, and also for the same program of NILECAST.